Hello everyone, welcome to this session. I'm Sanyukta Saxena and we have been working on this series with beautiful watercolor backgrounds, and we are now left with three backgrounds that we created during our first session. Yeah, so many of my followers were asking how did we create this background. So please refer to my first video of this series where I have drawn each and every background in the video. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a challenging background. Let's do this style today. Yeah, so this is more of a geometric background, and to do a floral tile on this pattern on this would be, I think, a little challenging. So let's start today. I'm going to start with a boulder nib 08. If you have 10, then you can use that also. And I'm going to just fill up this space with a tangle called Diva Dance Rock and Roll. Yeah. Now let's see how it works out, because I myself don't know whether how will it look like. So I'm starting with a dot and starting right away with Diva Dance Rock and Roll. It is a Zentangle original, and it just has auras and these humps or bumps, whatever you want to call it. I'm keeping a little distance. You can see here the auras are not too close. Yeah, and pressing my pen hard so that it is prominent enough. Or you can go back, add some more ink there. Yeah, so if you have a 10, which is an even bolder nib, then it will be a good idea to use that. I don't have it handy here, so I'm going with my 08. So looking at this style, I was just wondering, how do I make it a floral treat? Yeah, but anything is possible. One stroke at a time when it's entangled. So you can actually use or pick any tangle, any floral tangle of your choice. Try transcending it over this background, draw it with a boulder nib, and then see how does it look like. Yeah. So just adding auras, going back and forth in between, adding those boulder inked portions, just the way we draw the tangle rock and roll. But I'm not making the auras very close so that my background also shows in between the auras. Yeah. Continue the process. Again, add bigger humps, add smaller ones. That's your personal choice. How do you want to draw the tangle? Again, going to add a bigger hump here. Yeah, continue. Like this. Yeah. Take your time. Enjoy the auras. See how they together make up into a beautiful tangle. Purely aura based. I'm just adding lines, auras. Let's add a little thicker aura here. So I'm just going to close it once. Here. Or probably, yeah, just close it once here, and from a distance, or I'll add one more aura probably, because there are some humps which do not have an outer aura. So let us close it by adding one last aura. Yeah, like this, and then probably I'm going to leave some space and add a thicker aura. Why we are doing that, this is just to have a shading opportunity, nothing else. Yeah, so I'm just going to add a little more weight to this line. Making it a little more prominent. And then I will continue the same process, extend my diva dance. So again, the lines are a little thinner compared to the previous aura. Yeah, and then continue the process. Again, add those hums. So you can either add the aura first, go back and then ink the hums, or you can come back at the same time, ink the hums, whichever way you like it. Take your time. So this series was basically to show you how you can create beautiful and different watercolor backgrounds and then tangle over it and give a totally different look to your tile. The background can be anything. You can use tangles, you can use write-ups, you can use words, alphabets, or you can use plain patterns, lines. Yeah, so that's why I chose a variety of backgrounds, some geometric, some floral, some grids, just to give you an idea how beautiful backgrounds can add a little zen factor to your tile. Yeah, so you can stop here or you can continue throughout. So you can see the geometric background is showing here because we kept a little distance in our auras. They could have been closer, but I have kept it a little further, far away, from a little more distance between the auras, so that my geometric background also peeps in from in between the auras. Yeah, so I'm going to continue like this now and fill up the entire tile in the same fashion. Yeah, so I'm still working on one side and I've little reduced the pressure on my pen a little bit, going a little lighter on my pen, trying to give it a fading away effect as I move further from the center. Yeah, so these are again optional things. If you want, you can do that. You can also use your pencil if you want to draw the auras which are further away from the center. So I have literally reduced the pressure on my pen now. I'm going to just completely fill up the space. Like this. Yeah, so if you want this section, you can also use your pencil. So I'm still continuing to draw my auras on the other side, and I've now started to reduce my pen pressure to kind of give a look as if the lines are now fading away, moving away from the center. And as I mentioned, you can always use your pencil also to give that effect. Take your time, be patient, draw the auras close to each other but not very close also, because you want the background also to show. So I think we are done with adding the hums. I'm now just going to add some nice auras and close. Take your time, be patient, and slowly add those light auras. That's it. Yeah. So we are done drawing the auras. Now let us move on to shading. So what I'm going to do is add some thick graphite at the ends. So this is just one way of doing that tile. If you want, you can do it in so many different ways. You can just pick up some sections created by the grid and tangle inside that and leave the rest empty. Yeah. So that's again an idea that you can explore. If you use this kind of a grid, pick up few sections for tangling, leave the rest empty. Even that would look nice. It would be a nice idea to explore. I have chosen to tangle over the entire background and use those, grids playing inside. So here now I'm going to add a really thick graphite and probably even use my watercolor pencil to give the impression of a dip there. Yeah. So some bit of graphite inside here also, but a little darker here. So let's first blend. Soften the chalk, the graphite at the edges. Slowly, take your time. Once you are done with that, comes our inside section where we have added quite a thick graphite. Just a little touch on the other portion. Yeah, and now I'm going to add my gray watercolor pencil there. Yeah, so if you have that gray color, or you can use an even darker pencil. Yeah, but I'm going to be using my gray watercolor. So here it is. So this section I'm just going to add some watercolor pencil. We have already used that pencil in the background also. Yeah, if you remember, we used the gray pencil only. And then just wet your water brush and just blend it a little to add that little extra darkness. Yeah, like this. You can extend it a little more if you want. Adding a little more. And I think we are done. Yeah, so it gives kind of a dip, the effect of a dip. And now you can go to your center and probably shade it a little. So if this side is dark, then you can add a little white on the other side. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is just add a little chalk on the other side of my flower of Diva Dance Rock and Roll. And make it a little lighter compared to the other half. Yeah, so use a different blending stub and just soften the chalk, blend it with the rest. Like this. Yeah, so if you want, you can extend your graphite a little more. So just use your pencil and just extend the graphite a little more. That's about it. Just extending the graphite a little more so that my high and low gets highlighted. Yeah. So now if you want, you can add some bit of embellishments. For example, there is a lot of inking there inside the hums. So what I'm going to do is add little dots inside some. Yeah. So let's use our Gellyroll and then add some bit of Zen. Too much of blacks there. So you can consider doing this, or you may not do it. That's entirely your wish. Yeah, you can see it adds a little mystical feel. You can add to some, you can add to all, whichever way you feel like. Yeah. If you want, you can add some here also. Not too much. Take your time. Slowly do as you feel like. Done with that? So that's about it. I don't think we need to do anything else. We are done with this style. Yeah. Let's close this style here. Put in your chalk very important. So my chop sitting in there. Sign and date your tile. Right? And I shall see you again with another new session. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.